Hello everybody, welcome back to the classroom. How are you guys doing? So today particularly we are going to talk about again those performance, productivity and efficiency. As you guys know that really well, that evaluating performance is very much important in order to ascertain that we are moving into the right direction or not. Just like you guys are going to complete one chapter, after that you are going to practice some questions. That is just to ascertain, to figure out that whether you have completely or efficiently covered that chapter or not. That is the reason behind that. So we have some kind of indicators. By using them, one can easily determine that yes, where we are standing, right? So if I talk about the next concept today, what we are going to talk about is, if I talk about in layman language, so anybody, let it be like anybody, if I talk about productivity, so how we are going to examine, how we are going to find out that our productivity is performing well or not. So sir, that's very simple. We are just going to find out the how much the number of inputs we are using, and using those inputs, how much outputs can be prepared, right? This is simply, again, this is all about measuring our performance. So let us suppose if I tell you guys that yes, we are like taking, if we take 10 inputs, we can manufacture like 15 outputs. With 10 kg, we can prepare 15 boxes of chocolates. So this is my productivity, right? My performance is over here. If I now taking another example, from the same 10 kg, if we can make 20 boxes, then that means my performance has increased, right? So it is not false to say that this formula is incorrect. It is absolutely correct, but it only tells you about your technical performance, that how your machines are performing, what kind of raw material you are having. So this situation or this part or this phenomena can also vary depending upon that whether this raw material is made available easily or not, your machinery is working properly or not. Your productivity or the production may suffer over there. So if I'm telling you that yes, our production is doing good, but if we don't have sales, that means the performance is good at technical point of view. If I talk about that yes, my competitors are able to make only 10 boxes, or they are able to make like 12 boxes using 10 kg, and we are able to make that 15 boxes, that means we are having a particular competitive edge over the competitors. But when it comes to sales, if we are not doing good, that means we are good at technical performance, but we are not good at overall performance of the company. Moving ahead, my dear students. So if I talk about the next part, that yes, okay, this is all about what is written over here. Let me mark few things over here. So the productivity examines the relationship between the input and the output. If I talk about, that means output versus input, that is the ratio. It means it defines the volume of output in relation to the resources employed. So if I talk about the next part, we are going to employ like 10 kg of wheat plus chocolate powder plus milk. I don't know what are the ingredients which are required to make chocolate. So please, and after that we need 2 kg of 2 kg milk. So these are my resources. What are the various resources which we have applied in order to get this output? What are the various resources? And if I talk about this input, okay, moving ahead, my dear students, talking about the next part. So this productivity is very much related to efficiency, because if I talk about that using the same 10 kg, if we are able to make like 15 kg, and our competitors are making like 12 kg of output, that means our efficiency is much better than them. So if I talk about the terms productivity and efficiency, that can be used like interchangeably. It's not wrong to say that it cannot be used, but efficiency does not have the exact meaning. If I talk about productivity, it does not have the exact meaning. So efficiency is all about when we are comparing these two components. Okay, that means we are comparing, we are making a comparison of two components. Let it be like they can be input and output. It can also be like that who is making the highest productivity. Highest productivity from 10 kg is 15 kg, whereas we are able to make like 12 kg. So this is our efficiency. Okay, sir, still we are unable to understand. What is the exact meaning of efficiency? Efficiency means my ability to produce maximum from a given set of inputs. So my ability is 12 kg. The ability of another firm is 15 kg. Right? My ability is my efficiency. If a student is able to study for like 15 hours a day, it's his or her efficiency. If somebody is studying for like 4 hours a day, hardly, it's his or her efficiency. Just like that, the efficiency changes. Okay. Right? So it is written over here. Efficiency reflects the ability of a firm to obtain maximum output from a given set of inputs. Okay. Moving ahead. So what are the various ways using which we can improve the productivity? So if I talk about the various goods and services which are available, so we are producing, see everybody, if I talk about any company which is available in market, from hand sanitizers to water bottles to making cars or automobile industry, everybody is using certain kind of inputs. Right? So if I talk about that part, so now we are going to find out that using how much input, the relation of input to output is productivity. Right, and comparing my output with another company's or my competitors output, that is my efficiency. If you can say, okay, if I tell you that earlier we were using 10 units and we were able to make 12 units of output, now using the same 10 units I'm able to make like 15 output units. So can I say that my efficiency is increased? Yes, you can say. Why? Because I'm comparing these two situations. So efficiency is all about the ability to produce maximum from a given set of inputs. Whatever you are producing, let it be like if you are producing 10 on 10, this is your productivity, 10 on 12, this is your productivity, 10 on 15, this is again your productivity. But if you are comparing them with others, that means it is going to be the efficiency, how much efficient I am. But I'm comparing myself with other students, how much we are studying, how much questions we are practicing, that is my efficiency. Okay, so let's do one thing. Sir, how much is maximum which can be achieved? Let it be like, see, from 10 units, maximum 20 units can be produced. So this is my highest productivity. Highest productivity point is efficiency point. So this is maximum productivity, maximum production. 20 is going to be my output and 10 is little be like, this is my input. So in this situation, this is my efficiency point. This is my efficiency point. So the highest productivity or the efficiency point is achieved when maximum output is obtained at a particular input level. Right? Got my point? Okay. That means if you are performing, if the number of outputs which you are producing, they are good as compared to the number of outputs produced by the competitors, that means you are more efficient. Right? Let it be like this is company A, company B and company C. They are able to make 15, they are more efficient. They are able to make 12, they are more efficient than A. Right? So it's all about the efficiency. Using the same level of inputs, how much, if you are doing any kind of comparison, that means we are talking about the efficiency. Okay. Okay. Sir, is it right to say that the efficiency changes? Yes, the efficiency may change as well. Efficiency changes because this number of inputs which are available, on these inputs my efficiency is going to depend. If the inputs which are available to us, if they are of a worse quality, that means definitely we won't be able to produce these 15 units. We will be able to produce like 10, 12, 13 or anything like that. Right? So if I talk about again, everybody is looking forward to increase their profit. If I talk about increasing profit, so how that can be increased? Sir, by having more production. Okay, that means more output. Sir, by having more sales, more turnover, or let it be like if I talk about more income. And apart from that, now the last but very important is reducing expenditure. This can be covered as a part, being like we are covering everything, we are taking everything on a macro level. But if we are going to take this on a per unit level, it can be understood very easily on a per unit level, right? So if I talk about that my output per unit, if I talk, let us say by using 1 kg of input, we are able, by using 10 kg of input, we can make 15 kg. So can we increase it? If we are selling it like on 30 rupees per kg, right? If we are selling it like on 30 rupees per kg, right? So, I mean, and apart from that, if we are selling it like on 30, can we make it on 40 rupees per kg? Is that possible? Because if the price is going to increase, so the demand will fall. It's not like that. Just have an example, Naya. Why you guys are being involved into economics all the time? So, can we make it like 40? It's not easy, but can we make it like 34? And if I talk about the raw material which is being made available to us, let me tell you, if it is available like at 16 rupees per kg, can we make it available at like 14 rupees per kg? We are ready to buy bulk, right? So if I talk about each and every part, each and every, you can say each and every point is required to be focused. We need to focus upon each and every part. How much, what kind of quality we are giving, what kind of time we are taking to deliver our services, right? If a customer is over there, in how much time, is it the service is like within 30 minutes if it gets delivered like Domino's, otherwise it's free, is it like that? So, and apart from that, performance is not only about delivering a particular product, just like, I mean, from input to output, it's all about focusing upon each and every part. So performance means efficiency, utilization, and productivity. It can be one of the true false. Please make it. You can mark it over there. Apart from that, if I talk about the efficiency, so as I have mentioned earlier as well, the one is there with technical efficiency, and next is allocative efficiency. Now, if we talk about the technical efficiency, just give me a moment. If I talk about the technical efficiency, so we have mentioned it earlier as well. That means technical efficiency is very simple, comparing those outputs with your inputs. This is my technical efficiency, right? If I talk about the allocative efficiency, now the allocative efficiency means a proper combination of inputs in production technology. So what is going to be there? See, if we are unable to produce some kind of outputs at a given level of, you can say, at a given level of price, it may be technical efficient, but what we are going to do, we are going to have some third party options. Okay, third party options as in, so let me give you a perfect example. So this is what we were talking about. Come on. I don't know why we are unable to erase. Okay, so see, if I talk about this part, just like I told you that we are going to take 10 kg of wheat, we are going to take chocolate powder, we are going to take 2 kg of milk. So that means allocation of inputs. Allocation of inputs, or you can say plus the exact combination of inputs. What is going to be the exact combination of input that matters the most? If you are using like 500 grams of chocolate powder, now I'm going to check the same with my competitors, that how much they are using, right? How much they are using. If we are using like 10 kg of wheat, are they using 8 kg wheat? Are they using like 500 grams of chocolate powder, and after that they are using 2.2 kg of milk? If they are using 8 kg and we are using 10 kg, that means their allocation is much better than us. They are using less inputs, they are using a better combination of inputs. So if I talk about the performance, it matters from both aspects. It matters from both aspects. That means whatever the technical efficiency is there, it is good, but allocative efficiency also matters, because it means the proper combination, a proper combination of inputs. It should not be like that. If we are going to use 8 kg wheat, and or else we are going to use like 10 kg wheat, definitely there is going to be an impact on cost, given the level of price and the production technology, right? Okay. So if I talk about the efficiency can only be best when the both of them are working properly. That means your firm is technical, your organization is technically efficient, plus it's allocatively efficient also. Now again, an example has been given over here. A ferroalloy plant manufacturing ferrochrome. What they are using chrome ore, they are using coke and limestone. These are going to be their inputs, right? Using it, what they are manufacturing ferrochrome. Ferrochrome is their output. It is their output. In order to make this output, they have certain inputs as well. Those inputs are chrome ore, coke and limestone. So these are my inputs. The combination of these inputs, how much chrome ore is needed, how much core is needed, right, and how much coke is needed, how much limestone is needed. This combination means allocative efficiency. Overall, how much input is needed, if I talk about how much input is needed, right, and that is my technical efficiency. Okay, that means deciding how much chrome ore, how much coke and how much limestone is required. That is my allocation. That in one unit of input there should be 3 units of chrome ore, 2 units of coke, 5 units of limestone. This is my allocation. And technical efficiency is in one unit of input, how much output units we can produce. So what they are saying, that let us say we can manufacture 6,000 units of ferrochrome in a day, with least cost per ton 15,000 of domestic ore, 3,300 tons of imported coke, and apart from that they are available generally at the agreed prices. So now we are going to take one situation over here. Okay, 6,000, 15,000, and okay, so our output is going to be 6,000 and our input is going to be like 15,000 domestic ore, plus 3,300 is going to be my coke, and this is particularly in tons per day. This is somehow our per day production, right? And this is so far which they have written. Sir, what about there is one more ingredient, na? There is one more ingredient like limestone. Well, one of the things must be available from as a part of like in-house production or anything like that. So what they are saying, if the inputs above are available, if they are available, then it's good. So first of all, the very first aspect which is required to be considered means the availability of input. If the inputs are available, definitely if the inputs are available, then only we can move to output, then only we can make a good production. If the inputs are not available, or if I tell you like inputs are not available, we don't have the specified inventory, or if the prices are not good, prices are not into our favor, or we don't have appropriate inventory, right, we have to somehow we have to stop our productions. Moving ahead, so if the inputs are available, or any adverse deviation is going to cause technical inefficiency, because as I told you, we need 15,000 domestic ore. If the prices of domestic ore is going to increase, it is going to adversely impact my output. Because let us say I was able to get this domestic ore at 10 rupees per ton, and now if I'm getting it at 10.5 per ton, that is going to, right, because my cost price is going to increase. Or let us say the quality has been degraded, and now I would be needing 16,000 tons of domestic ore, right? Then also in this situation also it will amount to my technical inefficiency, because earlier by using 18,800 total units we were able to make 6,600. Now we have to use 16,000 plus 3,300, then only we will be able to make 6,600, right? Getting my point? Yes, please. Getting my point or not? Earlier, we were able to make 6,600 using 15,300. That means overall, just an example, 18,300 units. If this has been increased to 16,000, we will be able to make 6,600 using 19,300 because this will be 16. So any kind of deviation in outputs, apart from this is going to cause a loss. That is absolutely right. Okay. Now what they are saying that any day imported coke is out of stock. See, this is coke and this is, if that is going to be out of stock, we have to buy 3,500 tons of domestic coke is purchased as a cheaper substitute. Do remember, if the substitute is available at a cheaper price, that means the production quality is going to decrease. Now you need to understand this. See, what they are saying that we would be needing coke, and if on any day, just like our groceries, if we are out of groceries on any day, or if we are out of those inputs and we don't have good inventory as well, so in this situation, we, in spite of 3,300, we are going to buy the 3,500 tons of imported coke. And let me tell you, my dear students, if you are going to buy anything in rush, that will be costly. And apart from that, they are telling us that if you are going to buy this 3,500 tons of imported coke as a substitute, this is going to be available over there with lower yield. Okay, that means if we are in need of 3,300 tons every day, we would be needing like 3,500 tons every day, because the yield, the productivity, the efficiency is lower as compared to the input which we are already using. The quality of product which we are using, that has been degraded just because we got it from the market itself. That is not one of those products which we actually need. Apart from that, moving ahead, it is written over here like higher quantity of domestic coke is required for compensating lower yield, entailing adverse cost, because rush purchases are going to add to the cost as well. You will not be getting proper of your credit time period. Apart from that, you will not be getting the quality which you needed. Now, apart from that, so there's a breakdown of machinery in limestones on a day. That means the production is going to suffer. Now, can you please tell me if there is breakdown of machinery, where will that be attributable? Will that be attributable to technical efficiency, or that will be attributable to allocative efficiency? Where that will be attributable? So that is only technical deficiency, technical inefficiency, because we do not have the proper maintenance. If I talk about the repair and maintenance should be done appropriately. If that is not done appropriately, again, there is going to be a technical deficiency. There is going to be technical inefficiency, and there may be a lag in your production. That means you won't be able to produce. If the machines have stopped, you won't be able to produce 6,000 tons. Okay, I have written over here 6,600. You won't be able to produce it. Sir, it looks like that you are teaching kids. Oh my God. Really? Do I need to teach that I'm teaching professionals? Let's have this part being like that I'm teaching professionals now. You are done with this part? Yes, please. Now, if I talk about that, means so far we have understand that each and every factor is going to contribute in your production. That means if I talk about the performance, if that needs to be good, that means you need to focus upon each and every factor. Let it be like machinery, let it be like your input, let it be like the prices on which the input is being made available. Moving ahead, if I talk about the efficiency and the improving productivity, see, productivity needs to be improved on day by day, because if you are going to have a better firm performance, that means the productivity should increase. Productivity over here, I'm talking about the technical part. Just like you are using being like 18,300 and you are able to make 6,000 units per day, you should try that by using 18,300 units, we should make like 6,600 units. That means by having a 10% jump. So everybody is looking forward to be more efficient. So having a proper efficiency analysis is very much required these days. So in order to have a proper competition in market, in order to have a strength of your a competitive edge, in order to have strength over your product. The efficiency does not only, is going to help you out with those technical parts. You need to refer, rest of the things as well. Okay, that was totally being like irrelevant, but it's okay. I have explained these things again and again, again and again, again. Right. Moving ahead, my dear students, talking about the next part which we are going to talk about. So how we are going to measure the productivity and efficiency. So if I talk about, let it be like there is one firm and they are producing a single unit. They do have a single product. If a firm has a single product, right? So how we are going to measure their productivity, or how we are going to? So that means they must be producing one output. Single product means they have only a single output. So we are just going to make it like that. How much is going to be their input? The input to output ratio is going to be their productivity. It is very easy to measure. And in case if somebody is having many outputs, and they must be having many inputs in the production, right? So in this situation, the output ratio is going to be difficult, because there are going to be different approaches for productivity and the changes which are going to be there in efficiency. So what we are going to do now, we are going to study the different approaches toward the productivity measurement, and we are going to cover them. Okay, and because if I talk about, let it be like in this scenario, the most difficult part is having the appropriate strategy. You need to select make a proper appropriate selection. And if you are going to have an appropriate strategy for the management, then only the things are going to work. If the strategy is not selected properly, my dear students, you are going to lag over there. Okay. Now, sir, you are speaking too fast. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Now, earlier you were saying that it seems like you are teaching kids. Moving ahead, my dear students, talking about the next part. So if I talk about this part, productivity and efficiency, then there is one part named as partial, the next one is total. You just need to cover these two parts. That's all. Right? You just need to cover these two parts. One is partial and the another one is total. What is partial and what is total? That is something now we are going to talk about this part. See, at one side we are going to note partial, and on another we are going to note total. Total factor productivity. FP means partial factor productivity and total factor productivity. In partial factor productivity, what we are going to find that how much is going to be the change in output if we are going to change input by 1 unit. Change by 1 unit. If 1 unit of input is going to change, 1 unit of input is going to change, how much change is going to be there? How much is going to be change in output? This is your partial factor productivity. Okay, and what is total? Total means if we are going to change, you have the output and you have input. If in input there is going to be a change of more than 1 unit, that means how it is going to impact the output. That means total factor productivity by changing the inputs, right? If you are going to change the quantity, I'm not talking about the quality, I'm talking about the quantity of inputs which you are going to change, how that is going to impact your output. That is all about the factor productions. Factor productivity or factor production, whatever you want to call. Okay, so sir, that means we are going to change this part being, if we are going to increase the inputs, and what is going to be output? Yes, it is same like ROI, return on investment. If you have changed your investment, if you are looped in being like the funds which you have looped in into your investment, or which you have contributed, they were earlier like 10 crore rupees. Now what you have done, you have invested being like 3 crore rupees. Definitely the output is going to change. The output is going to change. Okay, it's just like the ROI, or you can say the overall profitability index, because over here the change is going to be, or you can say the capital turnover rate. Those things are over here. We are going to discuss about those things in detail, but later on, not right now. Okay. So if I talk about any product, any organization is manufacturing any product, that needs various combinations of factors, inputs, goods, and services. So we need to take those inputs. If we are going to talk about inputs include a lot of things. Input includes goods, input includes services as well, right? Input includes your Machinery, it includes the various persons who are working over there. Everybody is working over there just to achieve the desired results. So sir, what is particularly why we are doing this? Just to check. Now, using this factor production, that we understood that how much change is going to be there if we are going to add one more unit of input, and how much change is going to be there that let it be like if we are going to add more than one units of input. Now there is one more disadvantage when it comes to total factor production or partial factor production, right? So the disadvantage is, because these days inputs are going to be like goods and inputs are going to be like services. Both of things are over there, or you can say, if let it be, anybody is using combination of inputs, right? Or variety of inputs are there. How you are going to, how can you say that I am increasing one quantity of goods? What about it? Respectively, you have to increase one quantity in services as well. And this is one of the biggest disadvantages. If you are using the input and input contains being like three to four options or varieties, it will be a confusion. In order to overcome with this, right, what we are going to do, we are going to consider all inputs. We are going to consider all inputs. That means whenever we are going to talk about that there is going to increase by 1, plus 1 is going to be there in input, that means we are going to talk about that every input has been increased by plus 1. Every input has been increased by plus 1. It does not mean that only goods have been increased. That means services and rest of the input, whatever it is there, each and everything has been increased respectively. Okay, moving ahead, my dear students. See, so whatever was required to be accomplished, I know this classroom should be a part of the previous classroom as well, but we have concluded things so far. And in next classroom, we are going to talk about this financial performance analysis. You guys must have covered about the ratios, right? About the financial statements, balance sheet, profit and loss account. This is something which we are going to cover, but these things will be covered into the next classroom. So today you are in too much hurry. Yes, I have to go somewhere. I'm running out of time actually, and but it's okay. It's good to take sometimes. It's good to take these kind of classes sometimes. It's okay. So that's it, sir. We are done for the day. And in case if you have any doubts, although we are trying to cover each and everything whatsoever so far has been written into the module itself, but still, if you have any doubts, please feel free to reach us. Bye bye. Take care of yourself. We'll see you in next classroom. Bye.